everyone, this is Theme Park Script, and today we're here at Kursk. We have been nicely invited down to check out the event. We just came out of the safe zone there. You start the one in that was a very good maze, and I'll see you at what we're doing next.
To be fair, people, YouTube cuts us off without YouTube. I've been on there before and I've called my knickers down.
This one.
Oh, God, it's one.
Oh.
Let's go! Line up on the wall, let's go! Let's move! The safe zone has been taken over by them. There is nowhere safe in the safe zone. Out there they will lick, they will bite, stay in your group, because they will kill you. Now go! Go!
Oh. In here, is it? You want to go? This way, is it? Yeah. Yeah, up there, look. Oh, wow.
Wow!
Sweet Daddy!
We have to go separate. We'll go that way, I think.
What are you doing in here? You're not welcome in here. Get out! What you looking at, boy? Put that doohickey away. You should be concentrating where you're going, boy.
Just came out of the sewers there. That was a good maze. Not as good as the first one. I did prefer the first one, but it was still a good maze. So see you after our next attraction.
Run, sir!
Oh, you're very nice. I like you. Please don't leave me.
Turn left, left. You'll be fine. You'll be safe down there. Don't worry, we'll walk up after you.
Oh, yeah. Ow, my hand.
Straight down there.
Oh, ow. Over there. Oh, my God, Tilly. Oh, Tilly. Oh, it's big now. That's good. Ow. Oh. Tilly, I can't.
Will you help me? Please help me. Take me with you. Go, let's go. Come on, let's go.
So that's it here for a visit here at Cursed, and a big thank you for inviting us down for the event. It's been a really enjoyable evening. But this will not be the full wrap up. I will be doing a longer wrap up, a more detailed wrap up and detailed review back at the hub. So I'll see you at the hub. So yeah, I did see you at the event, and now we're back. This is the morning after the Cursed event, and we had a brilliant time. This is going to be more of a longer wrap up and a review of the event. We had a brilliant time last night. So first I'll give you some information you need to know about the event. It's located at the Wat Tyler Country Park in Basildon, so a country park, a lovely setting for a scare event, and yeah, just in Basildon, just off the main motorway as well, and yeah. And then it's the event days it's on for now, so the time this video is on, the Saturday and the Friday sessions have probably gone, but next week there is some slots on the 30th of October, the 31st of October, the 1st and the 2nd of November the event is on for. It's been on for a few Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays these weeks before, but it's on for longer next week as it is the Halloween week. And yes, and there's different passes you can get to get in, different types of tickets for the event. First there is the street pass, which is £5, that gets you no access to the mazes except the first one and the entry experience, but gets you access to the toilets, the food court, the seating area and the street entertainment that they have on offer. Then you have the screen pass, which is £24 on these event dates. The price does vary depending on different dates, but £24, that includes one time through all of the mazes and the entry experience and access to all your street entertainment, food and toilets. And also there's a fast track pass for £34 that gets you one shot fast track on every single maze, and it's the same as the other two passes. They also not Cursed the adult event that's in the evening. It opens at 7 o'clock and you get time slots every half an hour where you can book. But they also do run a family event in the day called Spooky Fest, which is running next on Sunday from the 27th of October to the Friday the 1st of November. It's a child-orientated event and it's £7.50 for a child, and if you're under 2 it's £4. Each child's allowed to bring an adult in for free. And yeah, it's got 3 mazes there. It's more family orientated. You've got 3 mazes, more of a escape room type of thing, we were told. You've got Alien Attack, the Pie Factory and Prison Break. So it's a family event, good to go down in the half term, as it is half term next week. So if you've got a free time, go down there with your kids, take them along and go to Spooky Fest. Or if you are into your better scares and you are a bit more grown up, go and visit Cursed in the afternoon. So now it's going to be my in-depth review of each single maze and what the event has to offer. So before I talk about each individual maze, I'll start about the entry experience and the ticket situation. When you go into the event, you receive a Cursed card, which has all the mazes on the back. This shows that you can only do each maze once, and they tick the maze off each time you've done it. And the safe zone's already ticked off as you go straight into that attraction through the entrance. So you arrive and you queue up to get in and get to the ticket booth, where is a circus-themed ticket booth. Some roaming actors like clowns going around, like joking with the crowd, entertaining the crowd when they're waiting, and a bit of a clown experience in there. All circus-based. You go in, there's all mirrors and signs, and then you go into a bit of a pre-show scene for the whole event, where there's a courtroom judge and the courtroom jester. This is where he will pick someone out and tell you about why you are here. It's the crimes, you are guilty, and you have been sentenced to death. But the only way you can be sentenced to death is by going through all these horrors. So it's a good little pre-show to the event, get you warmed up, giving a bit of story to the event, and it's really good to have something, instead of like going straight in and you can pick what maze you do, a bit of story, bringing all the mazes together. Then you queue for a bit before you go into your first maze. You actually go straight into a maze, which is the safe zone, which is the zombie-based maze. It's about you're at the safe zone, but it's overrun by zombies. And it's an outdoor maze. This one, you go in and there's some street theatre and some actors in the queue. Clown-based again. You're queuing around the circus part, and they're telling you about stuff, joking with the crowd, making them entertain before you head in. Then you head into the maze and you go through a small door, and there's a zombie in the cage and you get yelling at by like an army military bloke saying, "Backs against the walls now," and the zombies have taken over. I do like that. Start the maze, a bit of a pre-show, get the story going, and we're told that the zombies have infested the safe zone and we've got to get out safely. and the zombie gets out the cage in there. And this was a brilliant maze. It was actually my favourite maze at the event. It was a massive outdoor maze and a big like hay bales everywhere. I did get a good scare in there. And you're making your way, because it's in the country park setting, this is the only outdoor maze, it really does like fit in. And if a zombie apocalypse ever did happen, it's quite realistic, as probably a safe zone would be built at a country park. And you're walking around these hay bales, there's zombies up, and something got me. There's a person dressed up in hay who jumped out from the hay bales. That was quite a good jump scare there. I wasn't expecting it. A lot of crawling sections, and you're making your way around quite a long maze through like out of the hay part, and then around some more bits through gates and through the park. Nice long maze, really did enjoy it. Just zombies in there. Really good, some scares as well. Really good actors in there. I can't stress enough, the actors at this event were really, really good and enthusiastic. And yeah, it's the first maze, and after you exit there, you're into your main hub area, which I'll give you a bit of a location about. So there's the exit to the safe zone, and then straight in front of you, you've got the portaloos on the left, which are your toilets. You've got a food stall on the left as well, and then straight up you've got an undercover seating area and the abducted scare maze. Then to the behind you as you come in, right next to you when you come in, is the haunting maze, and then on the right you've got the institute and the sewers. So we got in, and the next maze we did was the sewers, which is basically, we're in the sewers, but in the sewers the butcher's shop has now been, as people didn't like them, business was going slow for the butchers up on the ground, so they've been forced underground and are now living in the sewers. So you went in there, a sewer maze, so quite dark, and it's butchers chasing you around in there. And this is where you can queue for individual attractions and do them as you want. So with the safe zone, you've got to do that first, but then the other mazes you can pick which ones you do when you want to do them. So you went into the sewers, and there's an actor in there talking about the story about the butchers being forced, and then she yells fresh meat, and you go through, and there's a lot of quite scares in there, lots of like theming as well. The theming at this event is brilliant. Like tunnels, this bit with its 3 tunnels, you go down one, it splits the group up a bit and mixes the group around a bit. And yeah, it had some good scares. You've got lots of levels. This event has lots of levels, which I love. Like actors up high, actors down below, actors in walls, which I really do enjoy in a scare attraction. When we were in the safe zone maze, there was an actor on top of something, and then in here there was actors above things, which really gives it quite depth with levels in it as well. And yeah, really good attraction in there. Something that really did get me was quite some big actors in there. The actors were brilliant once again. And there was one guy chopping up meat on the table, and you had to go around and see him. And then there was someone with a spark bar. I've never seen a spark bar in an attraction before. I think it's brilliant. Not really scary, but quite fascinating to see. Lots of strobe lights in that one, and that was a brilliant maze. Before I talk about our next maze, that was the Institute, I am going to talk about the Street Theatre and what else is on offer at the event other than the scare mazes. They had fantastic street theatre team. They have some acts going on like circus acts, really like juggling, the throwing and fire breathing as well there, a couple of fire acts. And yeah, the actors later on in the event, it was last admission to the event's at 11 o'clock, but later on at the event, the actors who were in the first bit, if there's no more people coming in, they come out around the event, like the clown who was out the front, giving people options to take photos, have a laugh, or just some scares, which is really good. The judge out of the first CD came out as well, and it's talking to people in the queues, makes them entertained, gives them a bit of, keeps the adrenaline pumping as well when you're waiting to get into the attractions, it's just still going. And yeah, the Institute was our next maze. This is based around a prison that has been as we are journalists and we're about to watch an execution of a serial killer by electric chair. So we went in and were greeted by a police officer, and there's someone in the electric chair, and he's talking about why he's going to get killed. And he pulls the lever, the electric chair goes off, but the lights go out, and when the lights come back on, it's all strobe, he's trying to get you, he's not died on the electric chair. That also takes your photo there, which is quite good, so you can get a photo at the end if you want to remember the memory. And then you go through this maze, round a prison, so lots of cell doors, people banging on doors, hands coming out of cells, and some good set pieces as well, good actors as well, some brilliant actors in these mazes. And one part where you go around a room where you're just crossing over yourself, and there's chairs, and there's someone in the wheelchair as well, which really added to it. More levels as well, like people up as well, and really good actors, not just one actor in a scene, quite a couple, and lots like coming out of cell doors, lots of strobe lights, so if you do not like strobe lights, this one's probably not for you, but it was a really good maze. Quite intense than the other ones, it was a good maze, and yeah, really did enjoy it. So the next maze we did was the The Haunting, where the blind lead the blind. So this one's based around a haunted house, which has been haunted, and it was a blindfolded maze where you wear a blindfold over your eyes and you follow the rope around the attraction. So no like theming in there as such, theming at the start and the end, but what you've got is more of a psychological experience where you've lost your sight and you're relying on your sound and your smell and your touching, and your senses become more like better, and they're like more like you're more like reactive to stuff, and it's good. You've got your blindfold on. It's about this haunted house, and you're walking around. You've got actors jumping. You've got things hanging from the ceiling that like tickle you. A couple of head ticklers for like things are touching you, and you've got a couple of actors yelling at you and about like look into my eyes, let me into your soul. And yeah, a good maze as well, really good maze. I'm not a really big fan of blindfolded one. As you probably heard in my review of Hulk Peak last year, I didn't really enjoy it. It was just too long, but because it had no actors in it. But this had loads of actors, really enjoyable. My favourite blindfolded maze I've ever done, and it was a really, really good attraction. And it was a different type of scare, not really an intense scare, but more of a psychological experience, which is good to have something a bit different than the other mazes as well, which is always what you want at an event, to have stuff that is different. And with this one, they've taken that haunted house concept, like the cliche haunted house, but completely changed it into a different concept, make it original. And at this event, you do have some original stuff, like they made the zombie maze original. They made it into a big hay maze and made it so much better. They'd done a prison, they did the sewers, which were a bit different. And they did the haunted house concept, but completely changed it. And that leads me on to the final scare maze. So the final scare maze we did was Abduction, which is something a bit different as well. You don't usually get alien mazes at these scare events, so another like different original concept, gives you some originality, which the event has quite a bit of. And this was my second favourite maze, my favourite indoor maze. It was such different, and that's what I like. I love something a bit different, not the cliche old zombies or serial killers chopping people up like you get at most events, but all clowns for that matter. But yeah, so it was a good maze. We went into like Alf's Tavern. I thought we were going to get a drink in there, but we didn't. It was a scare attraction about disappearances, so we went into Alf's Tavern, sitting around tables, and this had a good scare of an alien coming up at a window behind, banging, like when he's talking about the disappearances. How about we stay the night, wait for the morning, it might be easier. Then we go around the pub. This had a crawling section in this one, or when the ceiling's getting lower, so a lot of obstacles in this one, so ceiling getting lower. Also a very long big squeeze where you squeeze in between the two inflatables. I do like when these are put into attraction, but I do like just straight on ones, not ones with corners in them like at Fort Park with I'm a Celebrity used to have. I nearly fell over that. Yeah, so good maze, but it's different. You went around like alien spaceships in there, aliens everywhere, really good costumes, and levels again. I love how at Cursed they use levels to do the scares, not just people on your level, people below, above. There was someone on top of a cage, and you went into one room, eggs everywhere, lots of theming around. This reminds me, that maze is what the Alien experience at Band 2 Swords based on a film should be like. It really didn't give me vibes of this, but this was a lot better, a lot scarier, a lot better themed and a better story. And the levels really made it, and this was my second favourite maze at the event, because it's different, it's original. It really does give you a good scares from different things that you wouldn't be scared of, like aliens or stuff, scientists, but really good things as well, and incorporating the big squeeze really well, not just randomly stuffing it in, incorporating the crawling section really well, not stuffing it in, just adding it in to make the experience a lot better and giving it a bit of a part in the story of the attraction, which is really, really good. Cursed then was a brilliant event. I can't stress enough, if you've got a spare night next week, on the nights it's on, I told you earlier in the video, please go down, check them out, support them. It's a very good event and you will not be leaving disappointed. It's at the Wat Tyler Country Park in Basildon, and yeah, we had a really good time, some brilliant scare mazes. They did stuff, they used original concepts to really make scare attractions better, in my opinion, not the cliche old things. And also they made it such good with the levels. I love the levels in the attraction, give it more of an originality, and also gave it more levels, so there's stuff above you, stuff below you, stuff on your level, to deliver scares from different places. And yeah, just thank you to Cursed for inviting us down for the event, so a big thank you for that. And also thank you for Dan for inviting us down, thank you for you as well. And also a big thank you to the actors as well, so a fantastic job by the actors. They're brilliant actors, and a very big thank you to Dan for inviting us down to the event. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And just remember, Halloween isn't over yet. And Cursed was a brilliant event. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!